Here's a white chicken chili recipe. And we're going to get started with 2 pounds of chicken, and we're going to salt and pepper. Now we're going to salt and pepper each side of the chicken. And we'll heat up a hot skillet, we'll pan spray it, and we'll add the chicken to the hot pan. Make sure you hear the sizzle sound so you know the pan's hot enough, and we're going to fully cook this chicken. While the chicken's cooking, we're going to cut up 1 large onion. And we're going to medium dice this onion. And then we'll dice up 1 yellow bell pepper, medium dice as well. It doesn't matter if you small dice, medium dice, or even large dice, just keep them the same. And then we'll cut up 1 orange bell pepper, we'll medium dice that. And then 1 green bell pepper, medium dice as well. And we add all the vegetables to the stock pot. And then we're going to add 7 cloves of roasted garlic. Now we're going to add some heat to this chili. We're going to use this Texas Pete peppers. I'm going to use 7 to 8 because I like it really spicy. Now this product's hard to get in New England, so try to find it or use Tabasco. Then I put the stock pot on the fire. I add 1 cup of dry white wine. And 2 tablespoons of chicken base, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, and 6 cups of water. And I give it a good mix, and then I put a lid on it, and I bring it up to a boil. And don't forget to add the cracked black pepper as well. In a fry pan, I melt 1 stick of butter, which is 8 tablespoons. And I'm going to make a roux in this pan, so I'm going to add 1 cup of flour to this. I'm going to mix it in, and I'm trying to make it look like wet sand. I'm going to cook it a little bit, and then I'm going to set it aside. And I'll check on my soup. I'll give it a stir. And then I'll cut a scallion garnish, and I'll just trim them up real small, and I'll set it aside in a bowl. And the chicken's done cooking, so I'll bring it over to the cutting board to let it rest, so then when I cut it, all the juices don't run out. I'm going to add the pan drippings from the chicken pan to the soup, and then I'll add the roux. The way I do this is I like to take a ladle or 2 from the soup, and I'll pour it into the roux, blend it together, and then I pour the roux in. This way it doesn't clump together. And then once I add it, I give it a nice stir so it blends well. And I'll continue to cook this soup, making sure I stir it so it doesn't burn on the bottom. And then I'll add 3 cups of milk. And 2 cups of light cream, and 1 cup of heavy cream, and I'll mix it together really well. And I'll dice up the chicken before adding it to the soup. Remember to keep the dice small because you want it to fit on a spoon. Sometimes I like to use 2 forks and just pull the chicken apart. It gives it a different texture. And I'll mix the chicken in, and then I'll add 3 cans of beans. I use a 16-ounce can of beans. You can use red or white beans, whichever you prefer. I noticed the soup was getting a little thick, so I added 1 more cup of water to it. And then I'm going to taste it to determine if it needs any more salt or any more pepper. And then I'm going to add some scallions to it, and it's done. And feel free to add some cheese to the top of this. Thank you for watching my video, and if you enjoyed it and learned something new, please subscribe. It's free to subscribe, and it'll keep you up to date on all my new videos I release. And also leave a comment on what you liked or what you didn't like, or what you'd like me to cook next. Thanks again.